this section, we'll be focusing on the basics. It's important to understand what academic conferences involve and to think about why you want to attend them. Doing so will help you to get the most out of the experience. This presentation suggests some of the benefits that conferences can have for researchers, grouped into 4 categories: research, career, professional skills, and personal development. Number 1, research. Presenting at conferences prompts you to refine your argument. Writing conference papers, which are typically 15 to 20 minutes long, is a good exercise in distilling a complex idea into a short piece that is specific and easily communicable to your audience. Having to articulate to other people a topic that is familiar to you enables you to clarify your ideas. There will typically be a question and answer session after each panel. Although the thought of being asked questions can be daunting, your audience might introduce new perspectives on your work, leading you to pursue new avenues in your research. You might also receive suggestions for sources that you are unaware of, perhaps primary sources or other scholarship. Similarly, listening to other scholars share their work helps you to stay up to date about the research that is happening in the field. These dialogues could therefore inform the future development of your project. Number 2, career. Conferences give you exposure by letting other researchers know about your work. You might find you meet the same people at different conferences, which helps establish your presence in the research community. Conversations can lead to collaborations. Perhaps you meet another researcher whose work speaks to yours in interesting ways, and you decide to collaborate, for example, on a project or paper, organizing an event together, or putting together a panel for another conference. There may also be publication opportunities. It might be customary in your discipline for papers to be published as peer-reviewed conference proceedings. Or the organisers might invite speakers to contribute to an edited collection or a special issue of a journal. Listen out for these opportunities. You will likely not have to commit on the day, but can send an email afterwards for more information. You can list your presentations in a section of your academic CV. This is a great way to show that you're willing to get your work out there and that you're involved in the research community. It starts to build your academic profile as a researcher in the field, whether or not you have been published. Number 3, professional skills. Presenting at conferences allows you to develop skills that are valuable outside of academia as well as within. Public speaking, being able to address an audience, is one example of skill that is useful in other contexts. You'll meet many different people, which is not always easy when you're focused on your own PhD project. Networking reminds you that you're part of a larger community of scholars and allows you to build social as well as professional relationships, which can help to build your confidence and challenge imposter syndrome. The ability to adapt your writing and delivery to suit your audience is another valuable skill, both within and outside of academia. You will be able to assume what your audience already knows from the nature of the conference, which will help you tailor your paper. Lastly, conferences sometimes involve training workshops specifically for postgraduate research students. The content will vary depending on the conference, but workshops are great ways to gain new skills, boost your CV, and interact with others. And number 4, personal development. You might have noticed overlaps between the categories mentioned so far. This last slide echoes some previous points, but it's worth reflecting on the specific benefits in terms of personal development. Presenting at conferences helps you to develop confidence in asserting your ideas, speaking in front of people, and leaving your comfort zone. Having others show an interest in your work and being on panels with researchers at all stages of their career is validating. It helps to challenge imposter syndrome by reminding you that you are part of the same conversation as the scholars whom you admire. Conferences offer varied opportunities to develop communication skills, as has already been mentioned. Take advantage of coffee and lunch breaks and the conference dinner, if there is one, to meet new people. Be open to new friendships as well as collaborations. And lastly, travel. If the conference is in person, it's a great way to see another city and get a change of scene from the office. Make sure you're fully prepared in advance so that you can take some time to explore. This presentation has not been exhaustive. You will undoubtedly be able to think of more reasons for attending conferences. Make a note of them when thinking about your motivations.